StormWatch #1, written by Paul Cornell, art by Miguel Sepulveda. I don't know. I didn't really like this issue, and I want to try to justify it, but I'm going to need to explain the issue first, calmly and collectively, which is going to be more of an issue than you think it is. So, StormWatch, what happens? We open in hyperspace, in, quote, the eye of the storm, where there's a robot-looking lady named the Engineer, and she's talking about a giant horn that just showed up and how Harry Tanner, quote, the eminence of blades, is dealing with it. Meanwhile, there's another team in Moscow who's going after their own Superman-level recruit for the team, and let's see how that's doing. Real quick, I guess I gotta go back and tell you. StormWatch, for those who didn't know, is part of the Wildstorm universe, something that was folded into the DC universe when Flashpoint happened and the New 52 started. So this is something that wasn't in the DC universe originally. This was its own separate thing that's now folded in. I don't know anything about StormWatch, or really the Wildstorm universe as a whole, so I'm going in pretty blind to all of these characters. Maybe that would help, I don't know. Continuing on, we cut to the team in Moscow, where they find the Superman-level recruit, aka Apollo, who makes it very clear that he is not a superhero and does not want to join their team. This guy, Jack Hawksmoor, controls, manipulates, and communicates with cities. What does that mean? He just tells the bricks to move, and they move. Okay. He tells them, hey, we're not really a superhero team. We're kind of an ancient organization that protects the world from alien threats. So why don't you have a seat? Let's talk. And then they introduced a projectionist, who's this blonde woman who, good Lord, she explicitly explains her powers, and I still don't get it. So she has the ability to mentally project screens, and she pulls up a YouTube video of Apollo and two artist rendition drawings of him, and she's like, these are the only 3 things about you on the internet. You're good at staying quiet. And then the next panel is her literally justifying why that power is important enough to be on the team. Quote, see, that's what I do. Not just sense media, manipulate it too. I'm vital to this team. Yes, you are, projectionist. Keep living that dream. And then the last guy, the one that they were talking to, turns out to actually be Martian Manhunter in disguise, because a Martian Manhunter is on the cover, so he's in the book. And the reason that he comes out of disguise, projectionist thinks, is because she's so amazing that she managed to distract him, but it's actually because Apollo is leaving. Cut to the hyperspace base again, and the moon is growing claws and is going to attack the Earth. Cut to the moon, where Harry Tanner is currently falling into some giant cracks in it, and when he gets down into some underground moon tunnels, he discovers he can breathe, and there's a giant eyeball staring at him. Eyeball says how he's the scourge of worlds, and he's here to make Earth stronger through devastation, because something is coming and you're not strong enough to fight it. Harry's like, wow, this is so far above my pay grade, I can't even begin to handle this. And the eye's like, maybe, but let me just peek into your mind. And he sees the history of StormWatch, how it's centuries old, and how they've always fought against aliens, and there's something called a Shadow Cabinet of the Dead running it. Again, I don't know what any of this means, but then the eyeball's like, all right, well, I'm going to take control of you, Harry Tanner, so that way I can get into StormWatch, because they seem kind of important. Smash cut to the Himalayas. Okay. There's 2 people walking. One of them is Jennifer Emily Quantum, a.k.a. Jenny Quantum, who is apparently what's called a century baby, in that she has her powers based around the science of the century. And the 21st century is apparently quantum stuff, you know? Like, that's the science we're at. Whereas 20th century science was not that. So anyway, they come across this giant horn thing that they were talking about in the Himalayas. And the dude who's like training Jenny he doesn't have a name. First off, I've scoured this book. I can't figure it out. He's like, all right, well, you can pretty much do whatever you want because who understands quantum stuff really? So just imagine that the horn is in the base and it'll be there. And she's like, okay, and she does it. Smash cut back to Apollo, and Apollo is like reapproached by the team trying to recruit him. He's like, dude, I'm not going to be part of your team. And he punches Martian Manhunter in the face. Martian Manhunter's like, oh, okay, you think that's spooky? And then he transforms into a giant serpent beast thing. And he captures Apollo, and Apollo's like, dude, you're Martian Manhunter. I've seen you on the Justice League. I'm going to join the Justice League. He's like, dude, I'm not part of the Justice League. I'm with StormWatch. Who told you I was on Justice League? Which I guess will come up later, but not right now. Anyway, he's just trying to convince them that StormWatch is important to join. They need a warrior. And then all of a sudden he's like, wait a minute, something's... And then he's knocked out along with every other member of the team by Midnighter, the other dude on the cover, who says, hi, I'm Midnighter. Would you like to kill every evil bastard on this planet? And that's how we end the issue. Okay. I don't dislike what the issue is doing inherently. I don't dislike, the idea of the moon attacking. I don't dislike the idea of them getting new recruits. I don't dislike this horn thing that they're teleporting. None of that is inherently bad. What I dislike is the fact that either nothing is explained or everything is. Like, I don't know anything about half of these people. But the other half, I know way too much about. Like projectionist. Who cares? Why are you literally justifying that you are a member of the team? Like, your power should speak for that. They don't, but they should. And then, like, the engineer, and the two people the engineer was talking with, I don't know anything about what they do. At all. I just know one of their names, and then the other two exist. Like, either nothing's explained. What does Harry Tanner do? They're all like, Harry Tanner's the best. The Eminence of Blades, so cool. What does he do? Is he a sword guy? Because he didn't use a sword. I don't understand. This book does nothing to introduce you. And for an issue 1, that's very, 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 very bad. I don't know what's happening. I'm interested in some of the ideas, like the moon attacking and growing claws. Sounds cool. Big eyeball who's like going to defend our race but through devastation to make us stronger. Cool idea. Giant horn thing. Whatever. Go for it. But you're not explaining anything yet, and that's not a good thing for an issue 1 to do because I have to come back for issue 2. Nobody else does, but I have to. Overall, StormWatch, the art is okay. It's pretty good overall. I can't really complain about it. Maybe a bit too inky and dark in places, but if that's the mood they want to go for, fine. Writing, though, it's not great. I'm giving this a 4 out of 10. It's just... I hope it improves with issue 2. I hope it improves moving forward because this is a long-running one. So, here we go.